Hello and a very warm welcome to another episode of the Joy of Basing Essentials. Today I will be showing you how to find and preserve all kinds of plants that we will be using in our so-called green Bitz box. So one of the most important things when you gather plants like this is to always keep in mind the scale that you are working in. Also in real life, flowers have a certain scale to them, and if you want to recreate that in a miniature scale, of course you need to match the right scale more or less, because otherwise the plants will just look very big and just completely off. I also want to say that I'm by no means like a plant guy or botanics guy, so I have no idea about the scientific terms and names of these plants. Here we have an example of a plant that I'm using quite often. I like this plant because of its color. It always brings like this additional tone of red and yellow into every base, and I think it is very nice. You can use each and every one of these here as a separate, for example, a small leaf or something that just catches the eye on your base. These grow at the field here in Berlin, for example, and by the side of the street. So this is actually quite a common thing. No idea what the name is, but it's one of my favorite things to use. Is actually this little plant here. I'm often using these little, like things that look as if they are moved by the wind. You can really nicely paint the tips of this plant here, and therefore it will catch the light in a very nice way. Similar to what you've seen here in the Blood Bowl pitch base, with all these little things that emphasize the direction of the wind, so to say. So I really like that effect. The little elements that you can see here, they look like the bigger, like its bigger brother, so to say. So this is also something that you can find quite often in nature. The smaller parts of a plant, they are like increments of the bigger part. I think this is really interesting because once this is dry here, for example, it really looks like bamboo in a, let's say, 28 millimeter scale. This plant I have found a while ago, and it's also one of my absolute favorite. It looks absolutely surreal, and this was just growing at the side of the street, and they look like, I don't know, like dragon eggs or something like that, and they will keep a color as you can see it here. That this is already dry, so this is something that we can use in many different bases actually too. Sometimes when I go hiking, I also take a bottle with me like that, and when it's empty, I put things like seeds in there that I find on the way. These were also found on Corfu in Greece, so you can see like these are some kind of seed capsules. When you spin it, you can hear that there is a rattle coming out of them, and I just think that the shape of them and the texture is like so interesting, that you can really picture some kind of alien world already when you just look at them. When I started my green Bitz box, I started out with a box that had this size. The good thing about this box was that in the bottom here, a lot of different things have started to gather over the time. So this is like the perfect underwood. You can really use that and just apply directly onto your base to create the illusion of something like a forest. Like a forest's floor or something like that. It really resembles the real thing really nicely. So having a box, like a green Bitz box at the beginning, when you start your collection, then it's good to start with a box like this, and always wipe everything that is still there from your working environment. You can wipe it in the box, and you will have a really great and creative mess in no time. So obviously the plants don't come like this right away. You need to find them, and you need to preserve them. So I will show you how to do both. First, for the finding part, you might think that you can find plants and inspiration for the bases only in in the nature, but that's only partially true. As you can see here, I have found this material just right next to a very busy street. These little biotopes sometimes occur. Obviously, they're not something very common in the city, but still, if you have a look, you can find something beautiful and something natural everywhere where you go. It is also good to know about the time when these plants are in the different stages of their growing. Sometimes it's good to harvest them in spring and then to dry them. Sometimes it's good to find them in late summer when the sun has already done its work for you, so to say. Have a good look at what is beneath your feet, and you will be able to find really, really great plants like lavender also, and really weird looking plants like this black plant here, which also has these seed capsules. It is also good to sometimes just allow your curiosity to get the better of you and crack one of these open to see if you can use the seeds for something. Yeah, some of these plants really look pretty alien, so it is good to just take as many of them home with you as you can, and then have a look if you can preserve them and dry them out. So here you see a nice selection of plants that we have found out in the nature. Some paper towel, and this is a baking oven grill that I have just removed, and we will be reutilizing this one. So the first thing that you need to do is to take around 4 sheets of the paper towel and place it on top of the baking grill. Then you align your plants with some space in between them on that paper. That will help to catch some humidity out of the plants that might be still in there. And we place our little arrangement here just in the direct sun. If the time of the year is not right or you don't have so much sun where you live, you can also use your oven. Just make sure that you use the low temperature, around 50 degrees Celsius maximum, not more. We don't want to bake our plants, we just want to dry them. Once they are dry, they look like this, and now it is a good time to arrange them and to sort them into a box, as you can see here. This is a regular toolbox, so these different compartments will allow us to find what we will be looking for later on. And again, you can scoop all the stuff that is fallen off the plants. You can scoop this into your green Bitz box, because this will be a really, really great way to simulate something like the undergrowth or a random looking forest ground. So now you have seen how you can dry organic matter like that using just the sunlight and some kitchen paper. The problem is that sometimes these plants they fade out very, very fast in the sun. They are bleached by the sun, so the color pigment in there is not preserved as well as it should be. So to preserve the really nice colors that you find in your plants, you can also use some glycerin, like this one here. In this case, it's 85% of glycerol in there. And it will just infiltrate the plant and then just evaporate. So all that is left is just the plant matter without too much water in there. So yeah, using glycerin will preserve the colors of your of whatever you want to dry. Thank you very much for listening. Please leave a like if you like what you have seen. Subscribe if you have already liked us. Please also consider to support us on Patreon so we can continue bringing you these kind of videos in the near future. Thank you very much. Have a great week, and goodbye.